What's going on, everyone? And on TCG here, and I want to spend a little bit of time just talking about where the value is in the market. And I've talked about this a little bit before, but as we are getting into or getting close to the Black Friday holiday, all the sales, all the incentives, specifically on TCG Player, I just want to talk about, you know, A, where the value is. B, let's talk about Sergic Sparks very quickly, and then C, kind of the Terapagos EX Premium Collection, the UPC is a forgotten item here. So Surging Sparks, this has been sitting right around $200 now for a couple days. Call it 3-4 days. The volume is held pretty steady here. 81 boxes today on average, 100 or so. And I think it's really what people in the stock market call consolidation period. Things run up $200 relatively quickly. $200 is a little bit of a psychological barrier. There have been some people dumping product on the market around $200. Just it's a double, right? Based on distro or whatever. And I think there's also some folks who've been waiting for the sale that's coming up. I guess starting Black Friday for 10-13% off. But as we see this, and we can see how it's sold down a little bit, it's been sitting right around 193 to 197. But now everything's back up at 199. I get really annoyed where people come in and they're like $5 shipping, $14 shipping. It's apples and oranges. It's kind of annoying, but we're going to be over $200 here relatively quickly. I think a lot of the product has disappeared and dried up. And I think as we go through this Black Friday sale, we're going to blow through 225, 230. There's just no product out there. People want it. And I mean, look at all these. These are onesies and twosies. There aren't even any big sellers left. Most of the big sellers are either sitting on it, waiting for 300, or they've sold it on their websites. I mean, this is just crazy. 105 sellers, 356 on average. They call it 3.5 boxes per seller, which is insane. Normally you see people here with multiple cases, etc. So let's go back real quick. Let's look at the sleep boosters. This is obviously a huge product for breakers. Setting it looks like $700. Yeah, $700. There've been quite a few that have sold in the 750 range, which is kind of cool. It's again good product. But let's look at where the value is, because Surging Sparks, it's going to do what it's going to do. But as I mentioned, a lot of other YouTubers have mentioned, there's been a restock here, pretty much across the board. Stellar Crown obviously didn't have one. Still reasonably available distro, but the price is starting to tick up. $115 a box, and look, there's a lot. This is kind of a race to pennies. But this was at $105 for the longest time, and as we can see here, all of a sudden we had a little uptick. No different than what we have in a lot of places. There were 1,600 boxes for sale a couple weeks ago. Now we're down to under 1,000, and good volume. Selling 20 some a day, a 24 day in the last month. So it's getting chewed up a little bit, which is good. And the illustration rare, right here, the Squirtle is looking good. Paradox Rift. So a ton of this product just went onto the market. I'm actually shocked that this product isn't cheaper at $113. But I think there's an opportunity here. I think it's a good product. I would probably target the cases, 10-13% off. You can still get cases at $630 all in, and 8 of them. I would target that $650. You're getting up there a little bit, but I mean, you're still under 110 a box. You're getting $60 off. Call it 4 to 7% net of tax. It's not bad. Not bad at all for retail pricing. Let's go Paradox Rift, Twilight Masquerade. What's interesting here is there was a small restock through PhD last week. It was limited to like a case or two per. At some point, these guys, they're going to burn through this. I mean, you can see a lot of these guys are selling this expecting a restock to happen, but I think Pokemon Center is going to sell out at some point in the near future. And, the sky's the limit. There's not a whole lot out there. 198 boxes. So if you want a couple boxes, buy it. I don't think there's a whole lot of risk of downside. I don't think there's a whole lot of risk of additional reprint coming to market because we've just seen it. So it's interesting. Obsidian Flames, I'm not a fan of the set. I'm really not. The boxes are selling for, let's see, 120, at least loose, 126. I can get these at Distro for 95. Pallets are sitting there. So I would expect the price of this to come down. Would not touch that right now. Paldea Evolved. Multiple distributors had this product out. 135. That's a good price. I would expect it to come down a little bit, but you can see all these stores are lined up because they just loaded up in distribution. And there's probably, this is full commission here. So they're probably making close to $20 a box, $15 a box. Still not a bad price. It's probably the lowest you're going to get Paldea Evolved going forward. It is a good opportunity if you want the product. Temporal, still no major restocks, but this is nuts. Now this is over 100. This is 137, $140. This escalated so fast. You look at this a month ago, you were sitting at 114, and this hasn't even had a chance to adjust at 125. So, Temporal, I put one of my first videos a couple months ago was Temporal is going to be the next one to jump and hit 150, and looks like it's well on the way. I want to talk about SV base. If you want to buy it. I'm not a huge fan of base sets. Obviously Sword and Shield kind of went through the roof, but we'll see. I think there's some better sets here. So let's look at this. So the Tagos Ultra Premium Collection, and this is a product that's been shit on quite a bit by folks. There's a ton of it available at 102 on here. A lot of websites have it 90, 95. I think it's big. It's a little clunky. But quite honestly, as you think about what's going to happen in the future with Scarlet Violet, you have 3 promos that they're all unique to this product. So the Terapagos EX, which is the full art, extended art, Lapras, Cinderace, Gold, Hyper Rares. And then the basic energy cards are badass, man. Those things are going to sell for $2, $3, $4, $5 each. They're just going to. 18 packs. So if you figure $3 a pack, so you're 30, 40, 54 there. 8 of these, just say that's $20. You're already at $74 plus you get the promos. I just quite honestly don't see the downside in the product. We ordered a bunch of these. We got 200, which is good. Fortunately, half of them came from one distributor that we were not expecting. But it is pretty heavily allocated. But it's a super cool product. If you look at some of the openings, it's badass. But getting this product at 90, 95, I don't see this product reprinting anytime soon, quite honestly, if ever. I think this kind of is what it is, and this is not going to be a situation like the Charizard, which is just print. So anyway, that's kind of where the value is. Again, on these earlier sets, SV1 through SV5, the reprints are done. They're not coming back. So, maybe a little bit of temporal, but, get in now, get in over, with this 10, 13% off, and then, move on to something else, because the days of cheap boxes are long gone in Scarlet Violet. So if you like this, like, subscribe, join the Discord. We're going to have a bunch of sales coming up here relatively quickly, or relatively soon here for Black Friday. We'll be announcing those here soon. So I guess have a good night.